Hi, my name is Michelle Asare and I am a nurse. I live in London and I started my business called Sincerely Nude, which is an online clothing brand for women who basically love everything nude and in between. I've been wanting to do this for a hot minute now, and I mean like maybe a year, and I didn't feel like I was qualified enough because I have only been in business a year and a half. So I felt like maybe I had to gain a bit more experience before I can come here and just share my journey. Now, with the current state of the epidemic and what is happening in the world, I have loads of time on my hands and I kind of feel like inspiring anybody just about maybe like starting a business and what to do. I do get a few DMs from people that maybe have found me through Instagram about the business and just asking me questions like how I started, especially with my clothing, because it's a very like niche clothing brand. And I just thought maybe I can come here and just talk more about it, and I might be able to answer a few of those questions and to help someone out there who maybe have got a business. Oh, sorry. Oh my God. I thought I wasn't filming all this time. Oh, okay. God, it's been a while. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah. So maybe I can come over here and inspire someone that has got a business mind or a business idea that wants to start, that could be a bit like mine, but is unsure of what to do. And it took me a really long time till I finally found a manufacturer, well, my fabric, my manufacturer and everything else in between. So I've got a few points here that I've written down that I wanted to basically share and to kind of go through it to just help me be able to stay on topic. So I started the brand in June 2018. That was before Skims and before like the celebs started to, I guess, cash in on the whole nude thing. I noticed for a very long time that nude was very beige, and I kind of wanted to explore that and find out why things that were of my skin tone weren't promoted as much and weren't like seen as nude. So the brand, it has 4 shades and we go from light skin tone to dark skin tones. Why I chose this niche was because I have always loved brown. Okay, I'm that girl. I wear brown. My makeup is usually very nude. I'm not surprised that I have a nude clothing brand that basically sells brown clothes. So even though my background is in nursing, I've always had a passion for fashion, as they say. I love being a nurse, especially with what is going on right now. We are literally at the front line of the war, so it is also a passion of mine too. So I'm very grateful that I have both. So let's get onto the nitty-gritty. I've talked about the niche and why I started the brand. Now, for every business that you start, you need a business plan. Now, it does not necessarily have to be like a long business plan, because I guarantee you, as you go along, things are going to change a lot in the business, because even with me as well, a lot did change, but it's good to have that to fall back on, kind of just to let you know where you're going, how you see the brand in a year's time, in 3 years time, in 5 years time. So it is important to have a business plan. Now, this can be just a page for now. As you grow, you just have to build it as well. So that's my advice. Now, how I started my business, I tell people I did mine the most difficult way. Now, don't do it like me, but I guess with my niche, I had no choice. The plan was to find the clothing in the shades that I wanted, to buy it wholesale, change the tags, rebrand it as my own. That was a no. I looked everywhere. I looked online, I went to wholesaler places in London, and the problem that I kept finding was I could only find the beige nude. I can never ever find the brown nude, my nude. I can never ever find that, or vice versa. Maybe it was just that random one top, but there wasn't other shades to go along with it. And I tried China as well, and I found out really quickly that you need to basically have a big budget. So with China, you're gonna be buying 200 pieces, 300 pieces, or even more. And as a smaller brand, you typically want to maybe start with 10, 20. So 200 pieces was too much for me. This whole business model was going to be really expensive. So the whole thing with my brand is we have 4 shades of nude. So if you times every cost by 4 and then times that by the amount of sizes you want as well, it was just going to be really, really expensive. So I was looking for the longest time. I was emailing people, designers, manufacturers. I was going into fabric shops. I was buying samples, kind of just to test it out. Now, I would advise anyone to do better than I did, is to find your fabric before going ahead with anything, because I had my designs, I had my colors, I had everything, but I didn't have my fabric. Because initially I actually wanted to have 6 shades of nude, and it cut down to 4 because it was just gonna be too much. It's too much money and too much, just too much. So I cut it down to 4 shades. So anyway, what I had to do, I remember I got advice from this guy called Peter that I usually buy fabric from. Basically, he advised me that if I want to really do this, I need to go to Leicester. Now, if you are from the UK, that is about 2 hours from where I'm from, which is in London. So I didn't want to do that. I really did not want to do that. Like, I just wanted to find everything in London. I wanted everything to come to me. I did not want to do that. But I learned really quickly that in business you have to make sacrifices, and if that means taking that trip to Leicester, then fine. So what I did was I got all the, well, most of the people that distribute fabric in Leicester. I called them up. I got a lot of no's. Like, as soon as they find out how much you're willing to like make, then it's a hot no, because they are used to working with like Misguided, Pretty Little Thing, Boohoo. They're the ones that are going to be ordering loads of fabric and ordering loads of stock from them. So they don't really want to be, you know, working with us small timers. So I finally got a yes. Now, he's the only person that said yes to me. So I went there and I basically told him my business. I told him what I wanted to do, and he said he could also dye the fabric for me as well. Now, guys, a year of looking and searching and crying and almost giving up, and then I'm told to go to a certain location and all of them are saying no, and now one person has finally told me yes. It was like, God, thank you so much. With my fabric, I know that I wanted a jersey stretch, but I didn't actually know which fabric to use. Now, you have to be very specific and you have to know what's gonna look good with your pieces. I do have a stretch fabric, and what I did was I literally sent a dress that I really liked the fabric and I really didn't know what it was, and I sent it to the guy in Leicester that I work with, and he told me which fabric it was, and I was like, oh my God, this is the fabric that I want to use, because we kept dyeing different samples of different fabrics, and he was very patient, but it's also kind of like a waste of his time. He needs to know what I want so that he can dye everything and then keep it moving. Initially, the fabric came in white, and I had to tell them which colors I wanted it to be dyed into. So that was the process that we had to go through because we couldn't find our colors. And it's so frustrating because you would think at the time of 2018 that brown and other shades of nude would be available, but unfortunately it was not. I literally googled Pantone colors in London, so I kind of had an idea of what colors I wanted, but I actually went into a Pantone, is it factory? I don't know what it's called, but I went there. They had all the Pantone colors, they had all the colors. So I spent, I think, about 2 hours in the Pantone factory, and I finally found my 4 colors and I was so happy. So going into that Pantone shop to see the colors for myself and to test it out and to put it on my skin and just to kind of do that color matching was very important. And I would advise anybody who wants to do anything nude, skin tone, like do it this way. Like find out which colors would look really good on the skin, because there are some skin tone colors that can come out too ashy, too pale, too red. So just make sure you really know what colors you want. Now, fun fact, a color of mine did come out wrong, I'm not gonna lie, which is the dusk shade. If you go onto my website, you'll see that it's a little bit more orange. So I'm not gonna lie, that was a mistake, okay? It was a mistake, but it's doing well, so it's still there. I finally got my colors. I gave it to the guy who is, do you know what? I'm gonna name him Sam, okay? I gave it to Sam, and he's the one that dyed it for me with my chosen fabric, just to see how it's gonna look like. So also what I also had to do was I had to buy thread myself. I had to do everything from scratch. So doing it this way is very expensive. Like most people, when they start their business, it's wholesale. So they pick which items that they like, which colors that they like in various sizes. I didn't have that option, unfortunately, because my whole problem when I went into these stores, they would tell me to my face that these colors do not sell because people aren't buying them. And I thought to myself, that's because you're not making them. Like, if you made them, people will buy it. So with my one, because I was getting it dyed, I had to buy a certain amount of rolls. I can't for the life of me remember. It was such a long time ago. Yeah, it was like 300 meters of fabric, and because I was dyeing them, I had to buy a certain amount of rolls. He actually threw in a roll each for me for free because I didn't have enough rolls. I don't understand the whole thing about dyeing very well, but I do remember that he said to me that my fabric was not enough, but he also knew that the costs were quite high. So he's just a sweetheart. I really appreciated that. And then after we got it dyed, then I had to find someone to make the clothing. So I had already designed my outfits even before I knew anything else. I had designs ready, I had my tags ready, I had my bags ready, I had my wash care labels ready. It's crazy. I knew, like, I had all of that. Ooh, about to be naked. I had all of that ready before anything else. So I found a guy as well in Leicester to make my clothing for me as well. Now they also want big margins, so when I was going there, again, God helped me with that because a lot of people said no, but you just need that one person who will take a chance on you and who will work with you. So that's what I did. Oh my god, I forgot to tell you this part. So pattern cutting, guys, so that's another thing. As I said, because you're doing everything yourself, you need to find a pattern cutter if you don't know how to pattern cut yourself. Now, I'm a nurse, I am not a fashion graduate. I have no experience in pattern cutting or anything like that, so I found one on People Per Hour and they did it for me. It wasn't too expensive. However, you have to put into consideration if you're going to be doing sizes, for example size 6 to size 16, which was initially what I was going to do. You're paying for them to pattern cut each size, so that's cost by 6. So 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, that is 6 sizes that they need to cut for you. Then I realized that was going to be too expensive, so I had to make it into small, medium and large. So basically like take out 3 sizes from that and just use that to start, because 6 sizes for 4 different colors and different designs, child, I didn't work out my costings. Clearly you can tell I learned along the way, and to be honest, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I've never done this before, and I'm very proud of the process that I went through, because it wasn't easy, and it just shows you that you are resilient. It shows you that you can come across adversity and still keep going. Girl, I was crying to my mom on the phone. I was gonna give up because it just was so hard and nobody wanted to like take a chance on me. But thank God that I came across these lovely people that really were so helpful, and that is how the brand started. So right now we have 4 shades of nude, and we have about 10 different designs now. I have started buying certain pieces from wholesale. Our lingerie is wholesale, thank God, but everything you see on my website is designed by myself, and the fabric that you see is our fabric, dyed in-house by the amazing Sam and his team. So yeah, that is really the ins and outs. So I guess the whole point of this video is, if you're going to start a clothing brand and it's going to be from scratch, you're going to need a business plan. You are also going to need to know what fabric you want to use. You're gonna need to know what designs you want to make, and you have to make sure that your fabric is going to be right for that design as well. You can't just choose any fabric for any design, because certain things won't look good. Now my stuff is very like bodycon, so the jersey stretch that I use was perfect for that. If I wanted to make a flowy dress, I can't use this fabric. It has to be a different type of fabric. So you have to really know what you want to do. I hope this video makes sense, because it kept cutting out and I just wanted to cry. But if you want to check out my brand, it's called Sincerely Nude. I'm actually wearing a dress from it today. It's not released yet, but we are going to release it very, very soon. I hope you like this video. I do want to make more videos about this in future. So please, if you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, and please leave down in the comments what you would like to know. And I thank you so much for watching. I hope this video really inspired someone that wants to do things the other way, and not just the wholesale way, which is really the best way, if I'm honest. So much less stress. But if you, for example, have a vision like mine, which is a niche, and you can't find it anywhere else, then you're gonna have to do what I did. It is going to be very much worth it in the end. So do not give up on yourself. Don't sleep on your dream. Just know that you will make it. So if you want to find out more about my brand, please go on our website, sincerelynude.com, and We are on Instagram, it's at Sincerely Nude, and Facebook and Twitter, and we have also launched a YouTube channel which is very much new. I've got like 2 videos on there, so please subscribe to that as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.